Well, hello there, welcome back to another show. Today we are starting on our evil characters from the game Dungeon Saga Origins. Absolutely fantastic. Now, we got here the zombie troll tyrant. So let's quickly have a look at this one close up. Very, very nice sculpt on this one. So this is the zombie troll tyrant. Now you get three zombie trolls in the box. So we've got this is the boss. So we've got the monster boss here. And we've also got two more. So what we're going to do, as we paint our evil characters, we'll paint all the lesser demons and not so hardcore bosses as well as. So what we got here is two of the zombie trolls. These are the normal zombie trolls, which aren't as strong as the boss zombie troll, but still looking absolutely fantastic. Okay, so what we got here, this is our little card selection of all the characters that you get in the game. So what we need to do is find our little zombie troll. So we have our reference card. There we are, there it is, zombie troll. So this is a zombie troll, large model, damage target free. So we're painting these two miniatures today. Well, actually, three miniatures we're painting today. We've got the two zombie trolls and the zombie troll boss. So that'll be absolutely fantastic. Now, what I'm going to do to start, like I did with the hero miniatures, is I'm going to base the miniature with some sandy shell sand. So it's a 50% mixture of sand with some shells, and they're all really crushed, and it makes a nice dungeon base floor. For example, I'll just quickly show you on the wizard. It's very simple. The base looks like this once finished. That's just by adding some sand, and then we give it a little black ink wash, a little dry brush, and you got a perfect little base. It'll blend in with all your grey dungeons. Okay, so what I'll do now is I shall undercoat all these miniatures in white, and I'll add the actual sand base coat using some PVA glue, and then we'll come back. It's a very simple paint doing zombie trolls, and it's going to be lots of fun today. So we've got our first coverage of white over the whole of the miniature, and as you can see, it's nice and ready for painting. And there's a lot of flesh on this miniature, so the best way for me to paint this is I'm going to cover all the areas of flesh now with Fresh Blood by MSP Paints. So we've got some fresh blood, and I'll do that on all three miniatures, and I'll just add this to all the flesh areas, because what we can do is we can dry brush the flesh on top of our blood effect. And this will really make it look more like a zombie. It's like a gooey zombie flesh colour. It'll look really nice. So I'll come back once I've added the fresh blood to all these miniatures. All the flesh areas have been painted in red now using our Fresh Blood by MSP Paints. And we're ready to actually add some skin now. Now for the skin, I have gone back to the 80s. We are using some rotten flesh. This is an original pot of my favourite colours, the Citadel colours, back from the 80s and early 90s. These are the hex pots, and they did a colour called rotten flesh, and we're going to use that today. It's quite simple to make these paints. You can use some greens and highlight with some white, just give them a mix to get the same type of colour, but I'm using my rotten flesh for these minis today. So all we're going to do to add the rotten flesh is we're going to dry brush some of the rotten flesh paint onto the body of this miniature. Very simple, and let's make a start now. And what's going to happen is we go on a nice flat angle across all the skin areas, and what happens is all the flesh that's showing through, and all the gashes in the zombie, they will come through the paint, so you've got that lovely flesh red shining through the green. It works very well, and what we do is just keep on going over the whole miniature until we've added enough green that it works with the flesh. So we get all this dry brush in and add the skin, and then we can add a nice ink wash over the top of the whole miniature once the skin has been added. But you might need to go over 3 or 4 times. And you just keep on going around until you get to this stage. So this is what it looks like when you've done a couple of turns around with the actual green. And that's all the flesh now added to our zombie troll. Very, very simple. So like I say, you just keep on going around until you get to a nice dark stage like so. So what happens then is we are going to use some Agrax Earthshade. Now this is the gloss version. We're looking for a gooey, shiny skin effect. So if you go and use the Agrax Earthshade gloss version, you'll get a very, very nice effect. And I'll add that now. So what I'm going to do is add this beautiful gloss over the finished skin on the zombie troll here, and we're just going to add this ink wash all the way over. And of course, because it's a gloss ink wash, it will give a nice gooey effect once it dries, and of course it's going to help pick out all the details as well. Now what you want to do is go over the miniature once you've added the ink wash with a little paper towel, because you want to take the ink wash out of the recesses where you want the blood to be kind of showing through. So you still want that gooey effect to your miniature, but you also want to still be able to see the red. Just like I say, if there's any pooling, we just remove a tiny bit of the ink wash like so. Just go over the areas, and if there's any pools where they have the blood, like here, just take that out so you can see the red coming through. Now what's going to happen is, because it's, like I say, a gloss ink wash, it makes all the flesh and all the areas where the flesh is showing through the skin, it makes it all look gooey and wet, so it gives a very, very nice effect. So we'll just leave this to dry. I will catch up with the other two zombie trolls, and then we shall carry on. Once the ink wash has all dried, you should end up with a zombie troll skin looking just like this, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish off the model. I'm going to paint in all the rest of the items, and we'll do the bones around his neck, and I'll finish off the base. And what I'll do, I'll come back and I'll show you the last thing we need to do to highlight this zombie troll. Moving on to the last part of the zombie troll. It's looking absolutely beautiful now. I've painted in the bones, the little cloth cape there, and of course the rock he's holding. Now what we're going to do, from Green Stuff World, we have blood effects. Now you don't have to add this blood effect, but what it is, this blood effect is really nice. It says, perfect for creating all types of blood effects, wounds and entrails, apply with brush or airbrush. Now I'm applying it with a brush, and what we do, just to finish off this zombie troll, is on the areas that we got the flesh underneath, we're just going to add a little bit of this this artificial blood. It's going to really enhance each little wound from this troll and make it look more bloody, which is absolutely awesome. So we just move around each of the little holes, adding this blood effect. Now you don't have to add this blood effect. You can just use a red ink wash or a dark brown ink wash, but I just find this is a very, very nice colour to add, and when it's dry it looks all gooey and nasty. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish off this troll, and I'll give you a 360 of all the finished trolls on my little turntable once they're all dry. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I shall see you in the next one. The next video on the Dungeon Saga Origins, I'll probably be doing the goblins. So until next time, enjoy the 360, and I'll see you soon.